Hello everyone and welcome to the Git tutorial. So I'm going to teach you how exactly you can push files from your local machine to your GitHub account using Git. So the first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to open CMD and make sure you guys have Git installed and you have linked your GitHub account to your local machine. So after you've done that, what I'm going to do is I'm going to CD onto the desktop and I'm going to create a folder. So to create a folder, you write make the and then give it a name. So I'm going to give it a name of practice. Okay. Oh, that's wrong. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to cd into practice now. And let's say this is a folder which I want to push to GitHub. So to do that, the first command you do is git init. So when you do git init, it's going to initialize the Git repository on your local machine inside the practice folder. So now what I need to do is I'll simply open this folder in VS Code. So I'll do code dot and it's going to open on VS Code. So let's wait. Okay. So as you can see, I've opened the practice folder in VS Code. So I'm going to add a file called python.py just for example. Okay, it's going to be a Python file. So once I make this file, I'm going to type something inside it. Let it be anything. Even if it's wrong, it doesn't matter because right now we're just going to see how we can push it. So the next thing we need to do is inside the practice folder, you write git add, give a space and then dot. So what it's going to do is going to add all the contents inside the folder to your git. And the next thing you need to do is you need to type git commit -m and then you give a message. So I'm going to give it a message of first commit. What it's going to do is it's going to commit all the changes inside the file. So as you can see, it's giving me some message that one file has been changed and there's been one insertion. You can also do git status to actually check what exactly is happening. Okay, so the next thing you need to do is you need to create a repository on your GitHub account. So if you don't know how to do that, you simply go on github/new and create an account. You go to the account which is linked to your Git on your local machine, and then you create a repository. So I'm going to create this repository name as let's call it Git tutorial. Okay, so I'm going to initialize this and I'm going to create this. Okay, it's checking if it's free or not. Yeah, it's free. So let's create this repository. Okay, so next thing you need to do is, okay, let's see what exactly is written over here. It says we have to initialize git init. That we did. We need to add a file, which I did through VS Code. Then you have to commit it. And then, okay, so the next thing we need to do is we need to push an existing repository from command line. We have an existing repository. So to do that, you just copy this code. It's git remote add origin. And it is basically the link of your repository with a .git extension. So in the repository, you just paste this line of code, git remote add origin link. So now your GitHub repository is linked to your local repository. And now we're going to define which branch we are pushing on. So you can read it as git branch m main. So you're basically publishing on the main branch. Okay, and now we are going to push. So this is the last thing you do. Okay, so git push u origin main. Now it's going to simply push your content on the GitHub. So it's going to take a while. Yeah, so now it's done. Now if you refresh this, you are going to see that my file is inside the GitHub repository. If you click on it, you're going to see this file is over here. So now the repository is already linked. Now the only thing you need to do now is just git push origin master or origin main. So let's say we make another change. So let's actually delete this and write a string name as Aman. Okay, so now there are some changes which have been made. So if I type git add dot, okay, and now if I check status by git status, so it's going to say use git restore stage file to unstage. It's saying that we have modified a file called this. So now what I need to do is I'll simply do git commit and the message as second commit. Okay, so it's gonna tell you what exactly I've changed. So one file is changed, one insertion and one deletion. And now the next thing you do is you simply push. So git push origin, and you can see the branch name is main. So you type git push origin main. So it's simply going to push to your origin. Origin means your origin folder. Okay, everything inside it. So now let's refresh this. So now it is Aman, and you can also go to history. So here you can actually see how many commits you made and what were the changes. So this is basically how you track your project. Now let's do one more example. Okay, so let's say I change the file from over here. Okay, so let's actually edit this. Okay, so I'm gonna add this as Aman Jaswal. Okay, so what exactly will happen is the code will change in the repository, but it will not change on your local machine. So when you try, let's say I want to push Aman is a boy. Okay, so let's see what actually happens. If I say git add and I check the git, I say git commit message as code commit. Okay, sorry about the mouse. Okay, and okay, so it's gonna tell me what exactly has changed in our local machine. Now if I say git push origin main, then it won't push. Okay, let's see why. Okay, so it's saying fail to push some ref because it's having a merge conflict, because there are some changes on this repository which is not updated in your actual local machine. So what you need to do is you need to pull these changes into your machine and then you need to push it. So this is how you manage a git merge conflict. So to do that, you simply write git pull origin main. So what it's going to do is going to pull everything from the main branch. So now if you go to your local machine, so I have many options over here. We have to accept the current change, accept incoming change, accept both changes, compare changes. So let's actually see what this is the current change, this is an incoming change. So I'll accept the incoming change. So now I have this in my folder, and now I'm going to make a few changes. So what I'm going to do is I'll write Aman Jaswal is a boy. So now actually I can publish this. So I simply need to write git add. Okay, I need to write git add. Okay, and then git commit m, and whatever message you want to give, I'll give this third message. So now the merge conflict has been resolved and we can actually push to the main branch. Okay, so that is done. And that, ladies and gentlemen, is how you work with Git and GitHub.